Someone who was like a vapor train.
We are here to acknowledge the oath-taking of the 4 candidates. And how we will do it is I will first read the oath, and then I ask each candidate to stand up and promise to stick to the oath. This is the oath. I swear or I promise to practice the art of medicine as well as I can for the benefit of my fellow man. I will take care of the ill, promote health and relieve suffering. I put the interests of the patient first and respect his convictions. I will not harm the patient. I will listen and I will inform him well. I will keep secret what has been entrusted to me. I will further the medical knowledge of myself and others. I acknowledge the boundaries of my possibilities. I will adopt an open and testable attitude, and I know my responsibilities towards society. I will further the availability and accessibility of healthcare. I will not misuse my medical knowledge, not even under pressure. And this is how I will honor the profession of medical doctor. I will read your names. If I read your name, please stand up, raise 2 fingers and say either I promise or so help me God. First candidate is Harish Mayur.
I promise.
Sure. The second candidate is Rahma Abdullah. Third candidate is Tasneem Manjer. And the final candidate is Afnan Kamal. Thank you. May I invite Harish Mayuk to come here and receive the diploma. Tasneem Manjer. Afnan Kamal.
Thank you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أنا أصلا شوية تعبان على الأسباب، لكن اليوم مرة فرحانين وفخورين لبناتنا الأربعة. نشكرهم جميعا على ما بذلوه في كل السوابق اللي فاتت، وأشكر جميع من ساهم في نجاحهم وجميع من حضر في هذا اليوم المميز. أشكركم جميعا. شكرا للتسليم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
صاحب المعالي السفير السعودي، سعادة الملحق الثقافي، السيدات والسادة الحضور، بفضل الله وتوفيقه ثم بفضل حكومتنا الرشيدة وعلى رأسها خادم الحرمين الشريفين حفظه الله، الذي أجاز وهيأ لأبنائنا وبناتنا سبل العلم والمعرفة في أعرق جامعات العالم. ها هم الثمرات الرائعات التي جاهدنا وثابرنا واجتزنا المراحل الصعبة من خلال أعماق العلم والمعرفة، وتحصلنا على أعلى درجات التفوق. طابها نبارك لهن جميعا ونهنئهن على هذا النجاح الباهر، متمنيا لهن مستقبلا زاهرا وحياة ملئها المحبة والعطاء. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Dear doctors, ladies and gentlemen, as director of the medical education programs, I'm lucky to be one of the first to congratulate you with your diploma of Master of Science of the International Master in Medicine. I congratulate you on behalf also of the Faculty of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences, and on behalf of all the teachers and all the mentors and the supporting staff that were active during your education in Maastricht. You are the first 4 King Abdullah Scholarship students who are graduating in this program at our faculty and at Maastricht University. And you may be proud of it. So are we. You started 7 years ago, and since then a lot has happened. And coming to what you and we together have achieved has been attained with great effort and with overcoming serious difficulties. Between your start with the pre-med program at University College Maastricht in 2006, with the bachelor in 2007, and with the master in 2010, you and we were faced with a number of issues. First of all, I think I have to mention personal problems. Being far away from home, from your parents, from your family and good friends. Secondly, a significant cultural differences between the Arab and the Western societies. Thirdly, the completely different approach of studying, of learning and student assessment at Maastricht University, which we call problem-based learning. The fact that you were the pioneers, the first ones, the very first students in a new education program. I've seen the records of the scientific and clinical experiences you had in Maastricht, you had in Ireland, you had in Australia, you had in Saudi Arabia. The results are really impressive and have been obtained by a combination of ambition, persistence, power and talent, and you are talented. And also thanks to the input of many staff of the faculty who made this feasible. You will understand that for me it's impossible to thank everyone for their efforts to bring you where you are now. A young basic medical doctor to be licensed for medical practice. In all 3 programs that you have completed successfully, I mention only the coordinators, standing and representing for a great number of staff. First of all, Mr. Joris van Poeken, who is coordinating the first year pre-med program at UCM, at University College Maastricht. Secondly, Dr. Masha Verheggen. And she's responsible for the 3-year bachelor program. And then I would like to honor Maastricht van Santen, who is the coordinator of the 3-year master program. And I would like to thank Dr. Gerard Major, who is sitting at the corner here, and Dr. Marijke Kruithof, who is presently in Saudi Arabia, could not be here, for starting the program and coordinating the mentors. So thank you very much. To conclude, we as faculty being responsible for your medical education are fully trustful in your competencies as a starting physician. We wish you success in your further professional development, in your performance as medical doctor, in patient care, and I wish you happiness in your personal life. Thank you very much.
Dear still written candidates, that you already have achieved what you came here for, and you are here with your graduate degrees. So dear graduates, dear Excellency, your Ambassador, dear Your Hitsen, our president, our previous president of the university, who actually made it all start, this whole initiative. And of course, I also have to apologize for Martin Powell, the president, the current president of the university, unfortunately. But I'm delighted to be here, to be able to replace him, and just to say a couple of words about this whole initiative. In many of these international initiatives, the really working of those initiatives is when there is a clear win-win situation. In other words, when both sides, we as a Dutch university with internationalization in our profile, we can benefit from your presence. And through the international dimensions you have brought to our degrees in FHML, we to some extent have benefited dramatically from your presence by opening up this whole area to international students and international studies. And I think your contribution as coming from a different culture, which Professor De Goey mentioned, was really an enrichment in terms of the international classroom we are striving at this university. And as a foreigner also in this country, it's remarkable how this country and this city has become opened up to international students and to witness these different intercultural connections, and particularly at the level of students. I think this is a major benefit to us. So thank you for having brought to us some of these international dimensions with respect to your presence here. The second point is, of course, that, and this is, of course, maybe surprising from a Dutch university perspective, but you are, to some extent, the students we never achieve in obtaining in the Netherlands. You have performed to do your study remarkably fast in a period which is basically unique for most Dutch students. So there you are, and you see immediately the international enrichments. That is that we get students who provide the example to our domestic students in terms of the speed at which they study, the motivation by which they want to study, etc. So again, thank you for helping us improving the performance of our studies in terms of having students finishing fast and being more motivated in terms of what they came to do here, i.e. to study. And again, therefore, I think it's a remarkable achievement to have you here and to have you to some extent as an example for other students, domestic students, foreign students in this area. My third point is really to the ambassador to say that this is for us also a collaboration of a much broader collaboration with Saudi Arabia in a much broader, wider context. We have benefited from the presence of these students, from the fellowships which were granted to them, the King Abdullah Scholarship students as they were here, but we've also benefited through enlarging with the School of Health the collaboration with Saudi Arabia. And these examples, as you know, Mr. Ambassador, are now not just in what we provide here in Maastricht, but also the teaching, the Maastricht medical curriculum at the Medical College of Sulaiman Al-Raji private university in the city of Kassim. There is also in Kassim the development of the progress test model for the Medical College of Kassim University. And there is, of course, the development of a student-centered curriculum for the College of Medicine of Badr medical colleges in Jeddah. So in other words, this interaction, and again thanks to the initiatives you have listened to, in terms of initiating much broader collaboration, exporting, so to say, our specific teaching program to the rest of the world, and in particular to Saudi Arabia, has been a major benefit again to us by illustrating that teaching or that leading in learning model is something which indeed can be exported at a much broader international level. So again, thanks to you, Ambassador, for all the work you have done in allowing us to set up these programs at different places. I think also, and I would like also to point to the collaboration, the very good collaboration we had, of course, with the Cultural Attaché in Berlin, Dr. Abdulrahman Al-Humedi with respect to the support we received. Because of course it's not obvious to set up this program, and thanks very much to you for having allowed us to continuously, when there were the problems which Tom de Goeie also mentioned, we could easily find solutions to those, etc. This has been also for us a fascinating learning experience, and I'm sure it will be to our colleagues in Groningen a similar interesting experience when their graduates, and of course Maastricht has always to be first, so when they will be graduates in the years. So let me go back to you, of course, because I diverted a little bit. I had to, of course, you have to acknowledge. I'm standing here as rector of this university, so we have also to highlight how important we would like to be in the world, and particularly also with respect to Saudi Arabia. But let me conclude by saying a couple of words to you individually and as a group. You are now no longer students. You turn to be teachers. You will have to spread the knowledge and the skills you have acquired, and these are to some extent paid for as an economist, for sure I will say this, but still they are gifts. And of course, from this perspective, it leads me to quote from Al-Jaris, a scholar born in Basra, who lived in the 8th and 19th century in Iraq. He was an author of works of literature, theology, and political religious polemics. And he said, the first thing of knowledge is silence. Maybe this was your first year. The second is listening. Maybe this was the part, the first year of your bachelor's degree. The third is memorizing. Maybe this was achieving, indeed, your bachelor degree. The fourth is acting on it. And this was probably where you are today with your MSc degree. The fifth is spreading it. And that's your challenge for the future. Congratulations again for what you have achieved. Thank
أنا بهنيكم الحقيقة وبهني أهلكم، أتمنى لكم مستقبل إن شاء الله زاهر. معلش اسمحوا لي حتكون كلمتي باللغة الإنجليزية. Your Excellencies, distinguished board of the university, ladies and gentlemen, students, doctors, family members, guests, all my friends. It's an honor to be with you again today. As you will remember, when I visited the university last year, I promised to return and celebrate your graduation ceremony. First of all, let me confess that I have many feelings today. I have been to graduations before as a father, and I know what such a moment means. But my role as ambassador of my country to the Netherlands gives me the opportunity to shed light on my country's contribution to fostering the dialogue between nations, and to confess my pride in seeing Saudi students graduating from one of the oldest universities in the Netherlands, Maastricht University. Today is an important day for you. Through your determination and hard work, you have realized a personal emotion. I'm proud of you. And your loved ones are proud of you as well. Proud of you as well. And you can be proud of yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember very clearly when I was 18 and I left my small city in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and traveled to the USA. First, I lived in Texas, Dallas, Texas. It was a real change in my life. A kind of cultural shock. A very different culture, customs, traditions, new language, etc. A very different language and so on, from my culture that I came from, or I used to be to be used to. Life in the USA was, to put it mildly, different. To live in my small city, but it was really a rich experience in my life. I have benefited and learned so much from these experiences. It is like what you have been doing so far. You came from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to the Kingdom of the Netherlands in order to study, to learn, to gain experience. And now you have fulfilled your tasks and you are going back in order to apply what you have learned for the benefit of your country. I have always said that students are ambassadors for their countries. Ladies and gentlemen, the King Abdullah Fund Scholarship Program is one area which demonstrates the emphasis which Saudi Arabia gives to education. Following the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Kingdom of the Netherlands, the first Saudi students arrived in the Netherlands in January 2007 to study medicine at Groningen and Maastricht Universities. The most recent Saudi students arrived last April 2013. Nowadays, there are approximately 540 Saudi students studying at various Dutch universities, 92% of whom are studying medicine. As part of my responsibilities as ambassador to the Netherlands, I make all efforts to support Saudi students here in the Netherlands by meeting them regularly and understand as much as I can about their situations. The Saudi Embassy in The Hague spares no effort to support and assist them when necessary. I'm happy to say that we are celebrating today the fruits of the flourishing exchange between my country and Maastricht University. I feel happy to be sharing this happy occasion with you to celebrate the graduation of 4 Saudi young ladies. Arij Mahjoub, Rahmat Dawla, Tasneem Benjar, Afnan Kamal. Dear fellow citizens, as you leave this university, take with you as your guide the quality relationships you have formed and the positive values of understanding and respecting each other, and the gift of learning. Our cooperation is more than just educational. It represents a way of getting to know and understand each other. And remember, you have to be proud of yourselves. Have courage and follow your dreams. Thank you.
I also would like to give my talk in English. Being the last one to speak is that you don't have anything new to say. Especially after the wonderful speech of His Excellency, our ambassador. Well, having 4 beautiful doctors, new doctors, and being all females, proves the theory wrong that Saudi Arabia is a male-dominant society. That is true for our female students in the higher education. They constitute 65% of the number of male students. We are really proud of that. Excellency, dear guests, our friends, distinguished students, it is indeed my honor to congratulate your success and to really honor you in this great ceremony. today indeed we are reaping the fruit of your hard work, your dedicated effort to be our new doctors in the field of medicine. On this occasion, it may be pertinent to convey the greeting of our Minister, Dr. Khalid Al-Angari, who asked me to send you his congratulations and also to inform you as officials of Maastricht University that he thank you for the invitation to attend the ceremony, but he was not able to attend due to scheduled appointments. But we are hoping that he will visit this university soon in the near future. We are indeed proud to see our first graduates of our program of scholarship, King Abdullah program of scholarship. It has been inaugurated in 2006 with very great aspiration to transform the society of Saudi Arabia into a knowledge society. It is being called King Abdullah program of scholarship that has transferred, or the purpose of it is to transfer knowledge to Saudi Arabia and to have at least will carry on the policy of this wise leader to inject knowledge and scientific achievements that have been, applied and has been done and developed an industrialized world into the society of Saudi Arabia. The scholarship program has been carried out in more than 30 countries all over the world and the most distinguished and high qualified universities. We in Netherlands, as our ambassador said, we have about 540 students studying in Netherlands, and it is our feeling that as a cultural office responsible for Holland, the number is not yet, is still little, given the fact that higher education institutions in Holland are remarkable. We have a plan to increase this number to fivefold, to have this number of students to reach 2,500 for the coming 2 years. Not only limit them to medicine, but also to other important fields such as engineering, basic sciences, and applied sciences. There is no doubt that the increasing number of our Saudi students in Holland is a manifestation of the great relationship between Netherlands and Saudi Arabia. This definitely goes back with great writings and great Orientalists such as Christian Snok and Peter de Jong and Thomas van Arbinos, who have really studied the Arabic culture and Islamic civilization 300 years ago. We indeed see our students are extension of this great relationship between the Arab world, and Saudi Arabia in particular, and Netherlands, that relationship, cultural relationship, educational relationship will be extended to even further and more higher horizon. We also, as a cultural office, of course, working with a great, with more cooperation with our embassy in Hague, Saudi embassy in Hague, are intending to extend the cultural projects and cultural events that can be carried on here in Netherlands, or Netherlands cultural and educational projects can be also carried on in Saudi Arabia. We're thinking of having, planning to have scientific and cultural week to be implemented here in Holland, hopefully for next year, and also to carry on some symposium, cultural symposium and lectures of Saudi scientists to come here, and university scholars to come here and deliver some symposia or lectures on several subjects. I would like to conclude by again expressing my thanks to His Excellency the Ambassador of Saudi Arabia in Netherlands, Mr. Abdullah Sharoud, and the Rector of the University and the staff of the University of Maastricht. And my sincere thanks also and appreciation go to the coordinators of this program that made this happen this evening. And I am also having final remarks calling on our new graduates to use their knowledge to benefit the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And we are all very proud of your excellent achievements.
Good afternoon, the Dean of Faculties of Medicine, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of Saudi Arabia, the graduate doctors, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank the university for giving me this opportunity to speak in behalf of my tutors. Today, we are collecting the fruit of 6 years of hard working. It is the King Abdullah goal and vision to send the student to the best university for education. His future perspective vision is fully successful. Congratulations to our doctors for their hard working, which resulted in earning graduation. We should not forget the medical staff who fully supported our students to accomplish their goals and prosperity. We are proud of our daughters' accomplishment. We thank which all graduates ahead of time. I wish them good future with plenty of children.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Adnan Kamal. Obviously, I'm one of the graduates. I was the master year representative of my class for the last 3 years. I also had the privilege to speak today at our graduation. So here's what I wrote for this event. But first, let me tell you why my friend chose me to speak at the graduation. Well, not because I'm the smartest or the brightest student, nor do I have the reputation of being the heartfelt or profound. No, actually, they chose me because I'm the girl who gave a 15-minute talk to the Department of General Medicine on hemorrhoid treatment. Yes. It seemed that these 6 years of med school flew by. Well, although I seem to recall that those months of surgery rotation in Ireland didn't feel like to fly at all to me. Through all these years, we experienced a lot of things together. We stayed at night together, studying. We cried, laughed together. We cursed our pathophysiology together. But at the end, we made it. We're doctors now. All of our time was planned out for us. Now it's up to us to make our way. A few moments ago, transformation took place. We stood up, walked across the room, received our diploma. Wow, and forever changed. While teachers, family, and friends look at us and saw a brand new person. We went from a student of a university to student of life, who's ready and wanting to meet the future. To my dear graduates, congratulations. Feel proud, you're a doctor now, you made it. I want to thank Maastricht University for everything they have done to us. You built a new curriculum for us, we really appreciate it. I want to thank all my teachers, mentors, supervisors, exam committee, all the medical staff. For the future graduates, there are so many things I want to tell you, but I need to keep it short. If we did it, you can make it, but never lose your compassion no matter what happened. On behalf of my colleagues, I would like to present this present to Maastricht University. Where should we put it? Excuse me to switch to my mother language for a few moments just to thank a few people who were behind this success. Well, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على خير الأنام سيدنا محمد عليه أفضل الصلاة والسلام. إن الحمد لله رب العالمين نحمده على جميع فضله وكثير نعمائه. إن الأمم ما بنيت إلا بسواعد الخيرين. ومن مبدأ من لم يشكر الناس لم يشكر الله، وببعد شكر لله أصالة عن نفسي ونيابة عن زميلات الخريجات أود التقديم الشكر لملك والدي خادم الحرمين الشريفين الملك عبد الله بن عبد العزيز حفظه الله على منح أبنائي وبناتي فرصة الابتعاث الخارجي للحصول على أفضل مراتب التعليم. راجين الله أن نكون ممن مثل بلاده وبأمة المسلمين خير مثال. كما أود أن أشكر وزارة التعليم العالي بقيادة معالي وزير التعليم وممثليها من الملحقية الثقافية بقيادة سعادة الملحق الثقافي وجميع منسوبي الوزارة والملحقية الذين كانوا عونا لنا في تدليل صعاب الغربة ومد يد العون لنا. إلى قدوتي الأولى ونبراسي الذي ينير دربي، إلى من رفع رأسي افتخارا بهما، إلى ماما وبابا. شكرا من غير ما ونيابة عن زميلاتي أشكر